Hello, everyone. My name is Vivian O'Callaghan. I'm very happy to be introducing my NF project to you today. Anyone that wants to contact me afterwards can do on Telegram, as you can see above. It'll also be in the description below. Equally, I will have a form for anyone that they can fill in if they want to get involved. But first, let me share the presentation with you so you can see what this is all about. So what I want to do is first start with what I call a welcome and a pre-presentation. So I've got a couple of slides here just to introduce what NFTs are, because I know many people out there aren't too sure what they're about. So I'm going to have a brief explanation of what they're about before I go into the actual NFT project itself. So what are NFTs? So NFTs are defined as a non-fungible token. What's that mean? Well, the definition of a non-fungible token is it's a unique digital identifier that cannot be copied, substituted, or subdivided, that is recorded on a blockchain, and that is used to certify authenticity and ownership as of a specific digital asset or specific rights relating to it. So that's the defined meaning of it. But what does that actually mean, or what does it look like? So basically, in most cases, you'll see, and it doesn't have to be this number, but a lot of collections have 10,000 items within it. Each one of those items usually a digital picture, that each one of them have the basic skeleton drawing of them. So, for example, one that's quite popular out there are ones with a monkey in it, but the monkey could have, it's pictured the very same way, but they might have a different hat, a different type of eye, different type of smile, different, maybe an earring, maybe something they're holding in their hand or whatever it might be, all sort of unique attributes to it. But in the overall 10,000 collection, it is the monkey in some form or another. And that's just a general gist. It doesn't have to be a monkey, it could be absolutely anything. So what I've done to try and really break this down into absolute basics is give you an example. So imagine if you had a book of tickets. There's a yellow book of tickets here, and they're numbered from 1 to 1,000. So obviously, you have every ticket has something that's similar in that every single one of them are yellow, but they also have something that makes them different. Each one has a different number on them. So you've got 1 to 1,000. They've got something in common, but they've got something that differentiates them as well. Now, imagine you go out and you get another book, and this time they're pink. And this time they're numbered from 1 to 900. So there's slightly less of them. They're all got something in common. They're all pink. And again, they've all got something that differentiates them. There's different numbers. But as you can see here, is there similarities between both books? Yes, both books have numbers 1 to 900. The yellow one has an extra 100. Of course, some numbers are the same. So for example, there's the number 1 in both books, but there's a 1 yellow and a 1 pink, and so it goes. So then you can go and get a green book, and let's say 1 to 800, and a red book 1 to 700, etc. And you could have, let's say, 15 books. So in those examples, all the books have something in common in that, for example, every book would have the number 1 in it. So you might have, say, 15 books. There's 15 number 1s. There might be, when you get from 900 upwards, there's only one of those numbers. So for example, 950, that's only there once, but it's in a book of yellow where there's 1,000 other numbers. So then you can have a variety of rarity of ticket, depending on which color it is and which number it is. So then imagine you bring in your blue book, and in the blue book, you've only got 1 to 100. So now, let's say you have the number 1 and it's blue. Which is more rare, the number 1 yellow or the number 1 blue? They're both number 1, but the number 1 blue is more rare because there's only 100 blue numbers, whereas 1,000 yellow numbers. And this can continue on. So for example, ticket number 1 in yellow is the least rare ticket of all, because every book, every color has a 1, and the yellow one there's 1,000 other yellow tickets. So it's the least rare of all the tickets we will be talking about. Ticket 1,000 would be it's the only ticket of all the books. There's only one ticket with 1,000 on it, but that ticket also has 1,000 other yellows. Now, if you have a ticket number 1 in, let's say, the blue book, in the blue book, there is, again, there's 15 different number 1s, but there's only 100 blue tickets. Now imagine if we did a book of blue, but they're only from 900 to 1000. Well, what would they be? Well, now you've got, say, ticket 1000. There's only 2 tickets in the whole lot that has the number 1000 on it. And there's only 2 colors with the ticket 1000 on it, that being yellow and blue. This makes this the most rare of this collection that we're speaking about here. Just an example. Now, as it stands, all these is just one ticket that you can do nothing with. What if there's some use case for those now? Imagine someone said, well, there's a really, a big DJ coming to town, and only people with these tickets can go in to see the DJ. Well, now these tickets aren't just a picture anymore, or they're not just a ticket. It actually has a use case. This ticket can now get you into the concert. So that's creating a use case. But are they really rare? Imagine this actually happened. Well, what's to stop someone going out and getting a book of yellow tickets themselves, taking one of the numbers and going to the concert, and in fact selling the other tickets, and those people can go to the concerts too. Well, now there's very little rare. There's a use case, but they're not rare. So how do we answer that? We answer that with the blockchain. Imagine now these tickets were all in the blockchain, where it can be proven that these book of yellow tickets are the only book of yellow tickets that are available. They can't be got, they can't be copied, because someone could go and create a yellow ticket in the blockchain, but you can't trace it back. These are the only tickets that would allow you, if you've got this collection, into that concert, as an example. And that's what creates value. Within the blockchain, of course, we've got cryptocurrency. So for example, I could have 1 Bitcoin. I quite happily would swap that 1 Bitcoin for somebody else's Bitcoin. We still have the same value, but they're not unique. We have 2 different Bitcoins. They're not unique. They're not unique. With the digital token, with the NFT, the ticket you have is absolutely, utterly unique. It's the one of one. There's no other one like it. It might be part of a collection of 10,000, but it's the only one that, for example, is yellow with number 24 on it. It's unique. Whereas with cryptocurrency, that 1 Bitcoin, for example, I might be happy enough to swap that for somebody's, I'd say, roughly 12 Ethereum. So now I no longer have 1 Bitcoin, I have 12 Ethereum. It's different. It's got the same overall value, but it's different. NFTs are unique. So is there a real use case, or is there real value in actual NFTs? Well, I think anybody that will have heard of Bored Ape Yacht Clubs would probably argue that there is. So Bored Ape Yacht Clubs was a collection that was minted in April of 21. So let's call it 18 months ago. At the time, you could mint these for somewhere in the region of $160. So you paid $160 and you randomly got assigned one of the 10,000 NFTs that were in the Bored Ape Yacht Club collection. Of course, you could have got the most rare one or the least rare one. But in either case, those actual NFTs, which had no use case attached to them, they were simply a digital picture of an ape, all with different features, but that's what you were getting. But no utility, nothing attached to them. But since then, these Bored Ape Yacht Clubs have become, have a huge following behind them. There's a lot of celebrities and so on have gone off and bought one. And here's one that actually sold for $2.9 million for a digital picture of an ape. This is the actual picture. So what they've got is something unique. It's one of one. And within that 10,000 collection, it's one of the most rare. And someone has paid $2.9 million to have this specific one. So, and the other thing I can tell you is the floor. Okay, so the cheapest one of these 10,000 collection that you can get today is 110,000. That's what they call the floor price. If you wanted to go out and buy the absolute cheapest one on the market at the moment of those 10,000, it's $110,000. So you can see the people that put in $160 back in 18 months ago. The worst one, whoever got the least rare one, still has a value now of $110,000. And of course, there are some who got rarer ones, And like I say, they've been worth up to $2.9 million. Some believe these will go up much higher in the next bull run. So this is with a collection that had no utility, no use case attached to it. Imagine an NFT that had a community behind it, but had real use case attached to the NFT. And that's what I want to show you today. So what I say to you now is welcome. That's what I call my pre-presentation, simply because I'm not here to teach you about the NFTs, but I believe it's important to have a basic knowledge of what they are in order to understand what I'm presenting to you today. So what I'm introducing is a wealth of wisdom. I'm creating a wealth community through NFTs with a real wow factor, wow being wealth of wisdom. So very briefly, a crypto overview. Cryptocurrency offers huge opportunity, but with it, of course, comes huge risk. And so you need to have a good understanding of what you're getting into. And what I can safely say to people is, it's the easiest way to turn $1,000 into $5 or $50,000. Each are just as likely. And of course, the more research you do into something, the better chance you have of turning your $1,000 into $50,000 than $5,000. But cryptocurrency in general is a very high risk space. Bitcoin, big caps, low caps, pre-launch. So when you're getting into cryptocurrency in general terms, the safest, though they all carry high risk, the safest place to get into is the likes of Bitcoin. When you buy Bitcoin, it tends to be the one that moves and fluctuates the least. It still fluctuates a hell of a lot, but the least in the crypto space, because it's seen as the kingpin, it's the original. And when the market goes up, if Bitcoin goes up by 5 times multiple, which is absolutely possible from where it's at right now, well, then it's highly likely that the other caps, the big caps, the low caps and pre-launch will go at an even bigger amount. But of course, when Bitcoin comes back, for example, it was, let's say, 60,000 a few months ago. Now it's closer to 20,000. It's obviously lost 1/3 of its value. But the low caps, the big caps, low caps, pre-launch ones dropped even more. So the big caps have dropped by maybe 50%. The low caps have dropped by 80%. And of course, pre-launch haven't dropped by anything because they're not in the market yet. So the point here is, within the crypto space, there's varying levels of risk within it. What I have been doing over time is, and like most people, got involved in Bitcoin initially, then started looking at the big cap cryptocurrencies, moved towards low cap, and now I very much look at the pre-launch areas. So a lot of it comes down to your own risk tolerance. Are you happy enough? Are you interested in crypto at all? And if you are in it, what level of risk are you prepared to take? Or maybe you should have a mixture of those risk. It all comes down to your own risk appetite. So invest what you're only prepared to lose, because yes, it is a risky asset. In a cryptocurrency, and certainly NFTs as well, are hugely risky, and you must decide at what level of risk that you're happy to take, and what percentage of the money that you have available to maybe invest in whatever, how much of that you're happy to put into crypto, and then how do you deploy it. So first of all, an introduction. What this is and what I'm offering, I have zero qualifications, no financial qualifications whatsoever, and therefore I'm giving no financial advice whatsoever. What I am offering is education, information, maybe a little bit of entertainment, and certainly a lot of experience in the crypto space. My experience, I've been involved in crypto since 2015. And like a lot of people, in 2017, I bought and sold into every ICO that moves. So an ICO is an initial coin offering. It's like an IPO on shares. It's buying into cryptocurrency before they come on out onto the open exchanges. Of the risk tolerance within crypto, this is the most risky area of crypto at all. So crypto is really risky, and within that space, the most risk is down in the ICO level into projects that come out before they launch. In 2017, I literally invested in everything that moved. Very little research. Picked a few that I actually researched, but in the majority I put into lows that someone gave me a tip about that they hadn't researched either. Bought into lows of them. Some worked, some didn't. Made a lot of money, lost a lot of money. Complete Wild West stuff. No real research, not a great amount of thought put into it. By the time I got to 2020, I had gone through the whole process of, investing in these ICOs, then going back up towards the big caps where it was a little bit steadier. and really, I suppose, tried to relearn and educate myself on what made a cryptocurrency good. Gradually, I started to look at the more low cap ones because I wanted to try and get that bigger multiple. If Bitcoin goes up by 2, 3, 4 times, then the lower cap ones tend to go up by much bigger. For example, in 2018, Bitcoin grew by a 13 times multiple, which is incredible, huge returns. But there was other cryptocurrencies went up by, 100, 500, 1,000 times in that same space of time. So what got me interested in that space then was, if I could do the research, if I could find the right projects and really be comfortable with them, then that was the place to be. If I could really pick the right ones. So that was my model. So then I came across one called XVS. And XVS was the first time I got into a low cap coin that I did really well in, and I'll touch that in a minute. But overall, my experience to date, I have got involved in over 130 early stage cryptocurrencies. I've learned the hard way as to how to pick the right ones, what research to do. And since I've been doing that, it's been a very successful journey for me. So just to give a small bit of other background, again, here's a couple of WhatsApps in a WhatsApp group, just to give people some idea of my experience or what I've been doing. So the green is my messages. So someone was saying, okay, these particular coins have done extremely well. And I said, look, I've had XVS since October. That's October 2019. Cake is another one. So Cake since November. Very nice movement. I'm out of Cake now, but still a long way to go, I think. So this was a couple of projects that I bought into that did quite well. Again, you can see the messaging coming from other people here saying, whoa, these were great picks. Pity I didn't know about them back then. And I just said, well, I did actually mention them back then in this group. Here's someone else that did actually take notice of when I put those messages up there. And at that stage, the coin had done ×5. Bear in mind, this started at about $4. It had done a ×5 at that stage. I predicted it was going to go to $150, which would have seemed very unlikely at the time. It actually went to $147. So got it fairly close to the mark. Another one just regarding, I suppose, the timing of the market, something that is pretty much impossible to do. Here's a message I put up in the group on the 20th of February, 2021, where I just said I'd sold all my crypto into BUSD, which is a stable coin. I was being questioned at the time, like, why would I do that? Why not just put in stop losses? I just basically explained, look, this is the way I want to do it. Here's a message literally 3 days later. The market crashed in the meantime and actually started buying back into the market at a 50% discount. So obviously, look, that's something that worked out really well for me. I'm not saying I get this right all the time. I'm just saying I have been involved and have good experience in the space. Someone also mentioned actually that I did the same thing back in December 2017 and actually sold quite a lot of my crypto prior to the crash back in mid-January 2018. So again, not doing this as a brag, I'm just simply putting it out there to say I'm in the space a long time. I have good experience. It has stood to me. Like I said, I haven't got everything right, far from it. Like I said earlier, made a lot of money, lost a lot of money along the way, a lot of pain, but also a lot of really, really strong experience. And this XVS that I've previously mentioned is one that has taught me a hell of a lot of lessons, and lessons on how to do things the right way. How did I get involved in the XVS? How did I find it? Well, first of all, I got a touch of inspiration from, a completely unknown source. I was in a Telegram group for a different cryptocurrency. It was specific to this particular cryptocurrency, and a guy in there mentioned a different cryptocurrency inside there, which my first reaction was going, why is this guy in this group specific for a particular cryptocurrency mentioning another one? And actually got my back up a little bit. And then I actually went and checked the guy, and he was actually the moderator of the group. And that made me even more, why would he do this? The following day, I actually just, when I got up, I just going, okay, maybe I should go back and actually look at that, which I did. I started looking at XVS. And then I suddenly started realizing this actually looks like a brilliant project. So I actually started messaging the guy who had put it directly, a guy I never knew before, had no idea who he was. The name of the guy is Ozzy, and he lives in Australia. But he answered some questions for me, and that's when I decided I really wanted to research this really deeply. So this guy had given me the inspiration to look at it, and then I went and researched it, and I really, really researched it. And the more I looked at it, the more I liked it. There was a lot of positives in it. And in fact, I did a video back then in the time, which was in November 20, when I actually started buying into the coin. But here's the thing, a couple of things I want to mention here. When I started buying into it, it was at $4. It was at a time when I had almost no money. Any money I could get, I started putting into this coin because I truly, truly believed it, but because I had absolutely researched it deeply. And that's important because as I started buying it at $4 and over a period of 4, 5, 6 weeks, and bear in mind I was putting anything and everything I had into it, the coin was going down and down and down. Now, if I hadn't researched this and it was just simply a tip from somebody, there's every chance I would have just sold at that point, lost my money, and back to square one. The opposite happened. Because I believed in so much as it was going down, I was actually happy because it meant I could buy it cheaper and cheaper and cheaper because I truly believed in it. What happened next completely changed the game for me in cryptocurrency. A few weeks later, before I get to that, the other thing I had to do was actually learn how to get involved with XVS, because you had to create this thing called MetaMask, which was completely new to me at the time. Had to create a MetaMask, had to create a Binance Smart Chain within MetaMask, had to learn how to connect it to this XVS platform, which was actually a lending platform. And again, I got back to the original guy, Ozzy, who had told me about it. And in fairness, he gave me loads of help, showing me how to do it. I wouldn't have got there without him. It was a lending platform. So what I actually did was took all my XVS, put it onto the lending platform, borrowed against it, used that USDT to buy more XVS and put it back in the lending platform. What that did was allow me leverage up. Now, not something I advise anybody else to do, but it's something that worked for me. And eventually, like I said, a few weeks later, probably about 6 weeks later, when I had bought quite a lot of them, I managed to sell all of them for $90, which was game-changing for me. Why have I told you that story? For a few reasons. Number one, the information originally came from someone else about the project. Number two, extremely important to take that information and then do your own research, because that was what will give you the belief if the project starts moving in what we might call the wrong direction, even though for me it was the right direction, as it allowed me to buy more of it. And then be prepared to let the project work and do its thing and grow, and the price will come eventually. Sometimes that can happen in a few weeks. Sometimes you need to let it go for a year or 2 years. But if you truly believe in the project, you'll sit and wait. Now, this project did go up to $147, like I said. So some might say you sold too early. I didn't care. I was absolutely delighted, and it was game-changing for me. So, and here's the video actually that I did back then, for anyone that wants to go and have a look at it. Proof that I put it out there in YouTube in November 19, telling people why I truly believed in this project. So the concept, what's the concept of what I've been doing? So for the last couple of years, I have a following on WhatsApp groups that many of you will know. And I've simply been sharing information about projects that I've researched and looked into to try and just simply pass that information along to other people. So what I was doing was I was researching projects, selecting good ones, connecting people to that project, and then supporting them as they tried to get involved with that project. The method, again, simple: find early stage projects that in the main that aren't on the exchanges yet. Some were, but the majority weren't. Research them deeply, try to make sure that they've got a good team, have good tokenomics, have a strong marketing plan so that we can see that they're going to get out there and get known, and of course have exponential growth potential. That was the general concept of what I've been doing so far. The idea behind it was, can anyone be a whale? Was I able to give enough information to other people who may not have a lot of money to start with? Could they eventually become a whale? In other words, someone worth a lot of money through investing in cryptocurrency. And it was my belief that anyone can be once they have a little bit of startup capital. And the example I've given here is someone starting with $1,000. If you can find a cryptocurrency can do a 20x, and we have found numerous ones of those, some we've do 5x, some have done 100x. But if you on average can find a project that can do a 20x, well, then obviously if you're able to put in $1,000 and 20x that's $20,000. At that point, take some off the table. Always take some off the table. Again, a mistake I've made in the past, not doing that. Withdraw some money. So now you've got 10,000 that you can use for real life. And now you've got 10,000 to invest in future projects. Again, you try and find those projects with a 20x. And obviously, if you can do that, now your 10 grand becomes 200,000. Again, take money off the table. You go again, 100,000, 20x, 2 million. You're a crypto whale. Is it possible to do this? Absolutely. Have I seen it being done? Have I done it myself? Absolutely. Have I gone both ways? Absolutely. So the story so far, here are some of the projects that I've brought to the attention of people in our crypto group, whether it's XVS, which I've just touched on there, one called Trax, there's Cashflow, APL, GSX. APL, GSX were two projects that were actually already on the exchange and still great value, I believe. There's VR Victoria, did 100x for us in the space of a few months. Mingo doing extremely well right now, and looks like there's huge news coming out shortly, etc. Dexfin, we've got a huge update from them. They've got a completely unique wallet, etc., etc. We have had some great successes along the way, and plenty more to come, I believe. However, there's been challenges, and the challenges are time. For me, at the moment, it's just been me. It's just been me doing the research, trying to support the community as they're going in to look at these projects. I want to try and consolidate the business and build it, not having the time to do that. I also want to be able to offer project support where I can add my experience to projects, and I'm an advisor on a number of projects at the moment, with another one on the way by the looks of things. So there's the challenge of that time and being that sort of one-man show. And speaking of the one-man show, there's the continuity of this project. If I get hit by a bus tomorrow, then there's no one actually doing this, and that information flow stops. I want to try and fix that as an issue. Unregulated. I don't have this licensed or regulated. There's no company structured to this. And while it's not necessarily needed initially, as this grows, I think it's really important to actually sort that out. Progress. So I believe I can bring larger funding to projects. I can bring exchanges to projects. I can bring marketing people to these projects. But again, to do that, I need a proper structure, a team around me, and so on. And the community itself. I want to actually, at the moment, it's unstructured, and I want to do something about that and make it tighter. So what's the solution? Well, for me, the plan is this. It's create an NFT solution. Why? Well, simply put, to touch on all the issues and the challenges and come up with the answers for those challenges. So what this can do is it can provide team to research a broader range of projects. Why would that be? Well, because I want to be able to create that community support. So bring in community managers. I want to provide continuity so that there's more than just me involved. So if I'm gone tomorrow, that there's actually a team here to keep this going and keep the structure right. Have a structured, crypto educated and supported, strong crypto-friendly investors. So in other words, we want to be able to give that proper support to anybody that is looking at these projects, wants to learn more about cryptocurrency, wants to be able to get into particular investments that we show, and we want to be able to do that in a proper manner. And then I want to be able to offer that project support where necessary. So there's different projects where I believe I can add a little bit of value to what they're doing and help them actually become a successful project. And if I'm investing in them, well, then why wouldn't I want to do that? And then, of course, there's the regulatory side of it. I want to have a fully regulated, fully compliant, and fully licensed setup behind this. And that's actually something I want to put in place. And again, doing this NFT actually helps sort that. So that would result in allowing me to expand our offering to the projects. So what I want to do is take what we're doing at the moment. We have a community, though it's unstructured and not put together in a proper way. We have this community that we're able to bring to these projects. What I want to do is expand what we can offer to the projects. So, being able to offer them the funding and high net worth individuals, VCs, exchanges, marketers, and so on. What that does then is it means we get more projects coming to us, which means we can have an even higher threshold of the potential projects that we look at. And on top of that, it increases our bargaining power with that actual project in the first place. So that's the plan. That's the reasoning for putting together an NFT. And so I'm introducing to you, the Wealth of Wisdom NFT. So the features of the NFT itself. So, there's going to be the NFT is there's going to be 10,000 of them there. You're going to have all your different features, and it'll allow us then go out and source those projects. So, for example, about sourcing the projects, I now have connections with, as an example, the people that run through the early stage projects that come through on Hedera. There is now a team that actually already researched those. And instead of me, say, going look at 50 different projects on that platform, they actually will have researched to 10 and bring forward what they think are the best 10 to me. That already reduces the amount of research I have to do. Because now instead of spending a small amount of time in 50, I can put a much bigger time amount into 10 and funnel that into 5 that I can really deep dive into and go and meet the teams. that's already, you know, a huge advantage in finding those projects. I already have quite a lot of projects now coming to me looking for what we offer in a, you know, we can offer funding, we can offer a community. We can make that even better. We, of course, are going to give video instruction for people to show them how to actually get involved. And of course, we'll have a Telegram group, one where there's questions and flow in and out, and the other one where we'll just have announcements. And of course, there's going to be staking options and so on within this NFT. So, wealth of wisdom. Becoming a whale just got a whole lot easier. How do you do that? And what's the cost of this NFT? So the payment, it's a one-off payment of $1,000. You buy the NFT for $1,000. That's it. What do you get? The NFT, there's the benefits. So here are the benefits. First and foremost, you're going to get a one-of-a-kind whale NFT. So that's right. The picture in the top left is not the NFT. The NFTs will be coming out shortly. They're being designed as we speak. But we are creating 10,000 one-of-a-kind whale NFTs. And what this will do is anyone that holds one of those NFTs will get access to the information. But the NFT itself is going to be one unique piece. I've shown you already how NFTs, if they've got a community behind them, they can become worth far more in the future. Now imagine an NFT that has that uniqueness, but also has utility. And what's its utility? Well, inside, you get inside information on researched early stage crypto and NFT projects with targeted 20x growth. So the idea here is once you buy this NFT, that's your gateway to receiving all the experience I've gathered over 7 years, all the ups and downs, all the contacts, all the research into the crypto projects, and literally present them on a plate to you for you then to make your own, you know, you can do your own research at that point in time and decide if you want to put money in. But we are literally giving you that inspiration. We are showing you these projects that are heavily researched. And then you can look at it. And then if you decide you want to go into it, we can also show you how you can do that. So I believe this is extremely good value. So we will be giving video instruction on how to get set up for each specific project. So every project that's out there, particularly these early stage ones, have different routes or different things you need to do to get set up. We'll provide you the video instruction on how to do that. Of course, we'll be connected on Telegram, like I mentioned a while ago. There'll be a Telegram group specifically set up for this, you know, and it's be invitation only. It'll be gated community where you can come in and get that specific information. So that, like I said, there'll be one group where you can ask questions and there's a flow both ways, and there'll be one with just simply announcements on it. And then on top of that, there's a couple extra options. So we're actually going to offer you the opportunity where you can actually stake your NFT, and that gives you additional features again. So for example, you've got free airdrops. So not only are you getting all this information, you're getting that one-of-a-kind NFT and getting that connection and information and direction on how to do all of this, but also you're going to get free airdrops where you're going to get value in cryptocurrency or NFTs just simply airdropped in as an additional bonus over time. As well as that, we're going to send you out on a weekly basis a free Wealth Matters weekly newsletter that'll give you a little bit of information on what's happening in crypto in general terms and what's happening specifically within our NFT community. So huge opportunity here to learn and grow and know more. So, you know, this NFT project is something that's completely ideal for the new beginner, someone just coming into the marketplace and trying to learn and find their way within NFT or within crypto and NFTs, but also for the absolutely experienced people in the business, getting that inside knowledge on various possible investments for them into the future. So, launching the Wealth of Wisdom, what's happening and how's it going to happen? So right now we're getting all the legals, the compliance, the licensing is all being put in place right now as we speak. That'll take a few weeks to reach its fruition, but it's in process right now. We're putting together the team. I already have most of the team put together right now as we speak. People to look after the whole project, people to look after the community, people to build out the videos, to do the newsletter, all that, all being, you know, the prime programmers. That's all being put together right as we speak and nearly complete. As I mentioned, there's going to be 10,000 NFTs in total. However, there's going to be 1,000 of them launched initially. And there's going to be loads of advantages to being in part of one of those 1,000. The timeline overall is we're doing the whitelisting to get involved in that first 1,000 right now from here over the next few weeks. Then during that time, we're also going to be, like I said, building out the team, the programmers, the legal aspects, the design, everything, all that's been done right now and will be done over the next over November, December. The whitelisting in November, all the rest will be done over November, December, with the idea of launching in January. So we will have the whitelisting done in November, the sale itself done in early December, and the launch of the NFT project in January itself. So there's what I'm calling an early whale special. So to be an OG, and an OG, just for people that mightn't be sure, and is, or what is referred to as original gangster, but in crypto terms, that just basically means it's a term for early crypto adopters. So to be an OG, in other words, a person, a purchaser of the first NFTs, they can avail of a percentage of all future sales of the following 9,000 WoW NFTs, Wealth of Wisdom. There's going to be discounts available for multiple WoW NFT purchases for people that purchase in the first 1,000. There's going to be options and benefits for people who want to buy multiple WoW NFTs. And of course, there's going to be options to earn commission. So what's that about exactly? So the early wage special benefits. So specifically what it is this. Anyone that buys in the first 1,000 WoW NFTs can be in a pool of 5% of all future sales of the following 9,000 WoW NFTs. So if you're in the first 1,000, you're going to benefit from all the sales of the following 9,000. And that pool is expected to be worth somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million. So certainly worth being in for that. There's discounts going to be available for anyone that buys within the first 1,000. So to purchase one, you pay 1,000. If you want to pay get 3, there's a discount involved, 2,850. If you want to buy 12, there's a to be negotiated amount, and the same for 30 and the same for 100. 100 being the maximum. Okay, so anyone that's interested in that can actually come back to me and I can show you how in a minute. So the future WoW NFT value. So will this actual NFT itself have future value? Well, I believe so, because first of all, like mentioned already, there's going to be these staking options. And of course, the value of anything is based on supply and demand. If we reduce the supply that's out there, in other words, if people take their NFT and they stake them, well, then of course they're not being sold. And so you've got less of them for sale. And why would most people, I believe, will stake them because they're going to get possibilities for airdrops. You get your newsletter, you get a percentage of the future 9,000 sales. There's commission possibilities. You can, become a VIP. You can get a rare NFT. There's loads of reasons as to why people would want to stake, and therefore that's taking these off the market to be sold. There's going to be a buyback and burn policy. So what we're actually going to do is, as we raise out our funds, we're going to use some of the funds to obviously invest in projects ourselves. The company itself is going to. A percentage of those funds will then be used to come in and buy back and burn some of the NFTs. So as an example, if there was 3 million invested and we only do a 10x with that funding, then the profits on that is 2.7 million. Let's say we just use 5% of that to do buybacks. That would be 1.35 million. That would buy back 13% of all NFTs of the whole 10,000. So you can imagine that's going to have a very upward pressure on the things themselves. So this will dramatically reduce the number of NFTs in circulation. So we've got the staking option, which is taking them out of circulation. We're taking the buyback and burn, which is taking them out of so we're reducing the supply on a number of different levels. Also, there's going to be a lot of these NFTs are going to have an attached value. So some of these NFTs, we're going to actually attach early stage crypto value to those same NFTs. So as those early stage cryptos grow in value, so does the value of the NFT, which creates a bigger demand for them. And of course, we believe increase the price of them. So that, applied early stage crypto may have increased significantly and therefore increased the value of those NFTs. So I believe because of the fact that if you do sell your NFT, well, then you lose all the benefits. So it's, in my opinion, would be your option of last resort. If you're in crypto space, you've got all these different cryptos, but there's one that's giving you this NFT, is giving you this inside valuable information, then why that would be the last thing you would sell. You could sell some of the cryptos that you've invested in that have hopefully increased in value, but you're not going to be selling the NFT. So I just don't see why anyone would ever sell one of these NFTs unless they absolutely had to. And so for that reason, I think the sales will be really low, but there's going to be buy pressure coming in from the buyback and burn, plus from outside people who will want this information. So The first 1,000 WoW NFTs have discount options. The second 1,000 won't have discount options except to high-level OG. So for original investors, when we start bringing out the next 1,000, there will be, at the very least, the second 1,000 won't have a discount. I believe they'll actually have a premiums attached, with the exception to original investors who will have the option to buy them at a discount. And the third certainly will have premiums as they go along. And I actually can see the floor of this NFT being at least 20,000 in the future. Obviously not within a week or a month, but certainly over time, as we have successful projects being announced through these NFTs, I think they just get more and more valuable. That's my expectation. So the NFTs, there's 5 levels within NFTs. So level 1 is having one NFT, and I've shown you all the benefits of what that is. Here are what they are. We've touched them already. I won't go through them all again. This is just a reminder. Level 2, what you get for that is, of course, you get everything that you would have in level 1. But there's plus to that as well. The additional things that you'll get, for example, if you hold 5 NFTs, not just 1, but 5, you'll get assistance in getting set up for crypto in general via WhatsApp and video. So we'll help you set up your Binance account, your KuCoin account, set up your MetaMask, including setting up different chains within MetaMask, connect to OpenSea. You'll get all that additional benefit and help along your crypto journey, whether you're in it for a long time or need help in certain parts of crypto. On top of that, you're going to get entered into a draw, 1 ticket, to win a share in 5,000 in free tokens in each project. So every project that we enter, the company itself will buy 5,000 worth of those tokens, and then do a draw and split that out amongst a few, and whoever, you have a ticket in here and you may win some of those. So again, increased value once more. General crypto tips on movement from fiat to crypto to NFTs and back, including the best bank cards to use, etc. So as people make money in crypto, quite often they don't know what to do with it or how to maybe take it back out and maybe buy something in the real world. We help with all of that as well. On top of that, of course, you get the free Wealth Matters weekly newsletter without having staked. You get it automatically once you've got 5 NFTs. You've obviously, at this point, you also have the option to earn commission. So if you want to show this to somebody else and they bring money into this, there's a commission there for you. And on top of that, there is staking options here as well that offer you additional benefits. So if you have 5 NFTs and you stake them, you get free airdrops. But also, we will invest $50 into each one of your NFTs. So you have 5. So obviously that's $250 total across a number of early stage crypto projects with a minimum return of 10 expected. Of course, that's our expectancy. Some might have less, some might have more. But overall, we believe at the very least, this will cover at least half the price of your NFT in the first place. So you get to keep your NFT ongoing, but the free money we put into the early stage cryptos on your behalf, because you've bought 5 NFTs, will probably pay for at least half the NFT, if not all of it and a lot more. Next level up is level 3, of course. And of course, level 3, it's 10 NFTs. So we've got 1 NFT, 5 NFTs, 10 NFTs is your level 3. Of course, you have all the benefits of level 2. Plus, on top of that, you get access to a group Zoom call. It's on weekly. With assistance from a team member on crypto questions. So every week, probably bi-weekly, we'll probably do it twice a week. You can come onto a call in the group and ask any questions you want on the crypto. It might be specific to a crypto project, or it might be something just specific, anything to do with crypto in general. And we're there to help you with that with an assisted call. You get entered in with 2 tickets into the draw that I've touched on earlier. Of course, you only win once per draw, just to be fair to everybody. You have options. Once you have 10 NFTs, you have an option to pitch a project to us, to WoW, to see if we want to bring the rest of the community in and invest ourselves and bring the community as an investment option as well. And then, of course, there is staking options here too. If you stake your 10 NFTs, you get 50 extra invested. So in 5 NFTs, you get 50 invested. In this, you get another 50 invested. So in other words, you'll have $100 invested of early stage crypto projects into each NFT. So of course, if you have 10 NFTs, it'll cost you, it'll have cost you 10,000 minus the discount that you can get at the moment. Plus, you'll have $1,000 worth of early stage crypto. Again, if it does 10x, it covers all your NFTs in one go. If it does more than that, you'll have your NFT covered, you'll have made money, and you're ready to go again. On top of that, all level 3 holders are in with 20% of the pool of the future sales of WoW. So I've already mentioned that, you know, any people that buy in the first 1,000 have the potential to be in a pool of the 5% of all money that is put into the next 9,000 NFTs. And like I said, we expect that pool to be somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million. Well, if you're an L3 holder, 20% of that pool is for all L3 holders to be split up evenly. So again, more money in the pocket. So there's level 4. There's 5 in total. This is level 4. You can have, if you have 33 NFTs, of course, you get everything that level 3 offers. But on top of that, you get extra benefits. The holders can schedule an individual Zoom call assistance with a team member on anything crypto related. So you can have a one-to-one with a team member. Again, it might be specific to a certain one of our projects or crypto in general. On top of that, you get entered into the draw again, but in this one you have 3 tickets, so three times as much chance. You get the 1,000 invested without stake, or sorry, the 100 per NFT. So in this case, you're going to have 3,300 worth of crypto bought for you and attached to each one of your NFTs. And again, 10x here more than pays for all your NFTs. So you have all your NFTs got free at that stage. Should that happen, you get this without having to stake, and you have still keep all the information and all the help and all the assistance over time. On top of that, you have the option to pitch for funding for a project of your choice. So not only now can you put it in front of the community, but the actual company itself may well invest into your project, and you get that opportunity to pitch that. And of course, as an L4 holder, you get you're in the 30% pool of the overall pool. So of the 500,000, 1 million, 30% of all that pool, all L4 holders will be a part of. And of course, there's going to be less and less people at level 4. So there's going to be less people, bigger part of the pool, even more money coming back to you. And of course, yes, there are staking options. And what this will give you is, number 1, advanced notice on each release of WoW NFTs. So every time we have a new 1,000 coming out, you're going to get advanced notice of that. Plus, we're also going to continue to give you that discounted rate. So number 1, you might want to buy some more yourself, or you might want to buy some for some friends or family, and you'll be able to do that ahead of everybody else and a discounted rate. On top of that, you'll get advanced notice on limited exclusive NFTs or crypto launches. So there are certain projects out there where they have a limit of funding they actually require. And so there's only going to be a small group of people to be able to get into them. And of course, as an L4 member, you will get advanced notice ahead of most on the limited exclusive NFTs or crypto launches. On top of that, you're going to be guaranteed 1 rare WoW NFT. And as we know, the rarer the NFTs you go, if there's demand from the community, those rare ones are the ones that really go up in value. And lastly, you've got level 5, and that's someone that has 100 NFTs. So there's going to be only ever a maximum of 20 at this level. I'm not going to have loads and loads at this level. The max over the full 10,000 is going to be 20. And in the first 1,000 launch, there's only going to be 4. What are the benefits? Well, of course, everything from level 4. Plus, what you get is the individual can schedule a call directly with myself on anything crypto related. And I'm happy to take your call at any time. Like I say, once it's scheduled, and we can go through anything you want regards to crypto. Again, might be about our own projects, might be pitching a project, might be anything whatsoever within crypto. Obviously, you're entered into the draw as well. You get 5 tickets. You get 150. So now you're getting, if you have 100 NFTs, that's 100,000 worth. You can buy them at a discount, a significant discount. If you're buying them in the first 1,000, you get 150 attached worth of early stage crypto attached. So that's basically of 100,000 is 15 grand's worth attached. So you're buying it at a discount, you're getting 15 grand's worth of it. If it does a 10x, you're going to have, you know, over 50 grand back above and beyond what you've paid for the NFTs. Plus you get all this additional stuff on an ongoing basis. Plus you're in a pool of 50% of the future 9,000 NFTs that are sold. And of course, there are staking options here too. And there are many. You get first call on each release of WoW NFTs. Again, of course, at a discounted rate, whether you want to buy more yourself or for your family members or friends. You get first call on limited exclusive NFTs or crypto launches. You get guaranteed 1 super rare WoW NFT. Again, these are the ones that are going to go up the most value in time. You're going to be in a draw for VIP opportunities, and there are going to be many that I know into these opportunities that money can't buy. As an example, because people know probably that I'm involved with the Mingo as an advisor, and we have partnership with Tyson Fury. We know we can get the likes of this, where you can get to meet the likes of Tyson Fury after his fight. And that's just money, but can't buy stuff. And you'll be in as a VIP. Remember, there's only going to be 20 maximum at this level, and you're in a draw to, you know, maybe 3 or 4 people to meet him after the fight. We'll do the same with concerts and so on, and there's lots of that stuff coming up. Also, you have access to reduced prices on private jet. This is something you may well want to need if you're doing very well in crypto. And that's not all, there's more. So again, continued. So there's more benefits here. Have you staked? You get VIP treatment for every WOW meetup. So our plan is to have at least once a year, but I expect more than that, a meetup, for example, in Dubai, or maybe some other part of the world, where we all can come together, meet up, you know, network with each other, network with other crypto projects, get introduced to new crypto projects live, where these projects will actually come meet us and present to us as a group. And as a group, we can decide if we want to go into those projects. And like I said, you'll get VIP treatment at those events. On top of that, you're going to get information on other opportunities outside crypto. So in other assets such as gold, silver, property shares, and other best opportunities. So again, usually valuable information. Access to the VCs and the high net worth individuals that I'm already bringing to these projects to pitch your own projects. So you can actually not just come to us and actually pitch it to us and look for our community to get behind it, us as a company to get in behind it, but also the actual VCs directly into your own project. This is of huge benefit if you're involved or have someone directly related to you involved in a project of their own. And of course, connections as well to those exchanges that we are connecting with right as we speak, with some of the top connections in the world. And on top of all of that, this is another unique thing. So we have made a partnership with another company just very, very recently. And what we will do is everyone on this top level, we're going to give them a free NFT. And I expect the floor value of these NFTs, so separate to our own NFTs, of these NFTs themselves to have a value of about 20,000. And this is giving members access to benefits, including deals on restaurants and bars. Some of them are exclusive, where you can't get in without having this connection. Private members clubs, you know, cheaper prices on the top hotels. Again, being able to get chartered likes of jets and yachts at, you know, being able to get the very best of them at the cheapest prices. Access to sold out sporting events and concerts, ticketing, and private events. So again, huge top of the level VIP stuff here. So there's loads and loads of benefits here for people that, whether you want to buying one FT, I believe gives you exceptional value and inside track into projects that can help you make a lot of money. With that money, if you choose to, you can go up through the levels in this if you want. You don't need to. And so there are the opportunities. Finally, and nearly there, there's the commission opportunities. If you bring anybody in that buys an NFT from us, we'll actually give you 10% of that value back to you. For someone, if you bring someone else, if someone in and they bring someone else in, we'll give you 5% of that value. And that's it. It's a straight up commission thing. There's no MLM here. It's just a straight up commission setup. And so that's it. That's what I wanted to go through with you. You can become a crypto whale now. Just contact us through the form below and we'll be in touch. So this is the form. I'll put the link to this form in the description below as well. You can simply just click on it. It's a few very basic questions to see where you're at, see what you're interested in doing with this. And with that, I'd like to say thank you. Thanks for spending the time to look through all of this. I appreciate it. Again, if you want to make contact, you can connect me. If you have my number, you can connect me directly. I've given you my Telegram details below and also the form where you can connect us with us. With that, I say thanks very much and look forward to hearing from you in the future.